The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Why don't we just wait here for a little while, see what happens?
Do you want to die, Sidney?
For England, James? No.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Fill your hand, you son of a bitch!
Look what you did to him!
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
As you can see, I'm not here.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Macho Movie Madness.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm Brandon. Alongside me always is Andrew, and today we have got an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie tier list for y'all. We love doing rankings, and we're new to the tier list thing. We just did a John Carpenter one not too long ago, and we figured what better way. We've been talking Arnold movies. We just did Last Action Hero. We just talked True Lies. What better way than just talk more Arnold, because that's what we do.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing more fun than talking Arnold Schwarzenegger, good or bad. I feel
exactly.
like.
Yeah. And believe it or not, as big as fans as we are, there's going to be a few on this list that we may not have seen because they're just probably not that good, or I don't know, for whatever reason we may not have
Not
seen.
readily available.
That too. Especially some of his older stuff. But that's all right. We're going to definitely cover all the main ones anyway, the ones we love. And so we've changed it up just like we did with John Carpenter. We changed up the ranking titles. So instead of like S, A, B, C, D, E.
That's just boring, man.
That's just boring, man. We got to do something related to what we're talking about. So for our S rank, the top tier, it's I'll Be Back. We let off some. These are our Arnold quotes, and let off some steam will be our A rank. It's Not a Tumor is B rank. No Sequel for You is C rank, and You're Fired. One of my favorite one-liners from Arnold is the D rank, and of course E rank is just not seen. There's going to be some we haven't seen, so we're going to put that on there. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
So I guess without further ado, Andrew, you want to just get right into this?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, so I've got this list down here. It's going to be kind of weird. I had to zoom in. I wanted to make sure people could see everything this time around a little bit better, so I put everything on Zoom. So we might have to fight with a little bit, but we can figure it out. Do you want to just go like we did last time, write down the list of these? We got a bunch of them.
Yeah. I've seen people who go and they do like their S list first, and I'm like, that's a cop out. Let's just go right down the list.
Okay, let's just go right
like
down
the
list.
Terminator. Let's just systematically knock these things out.
Very good. All the Sarah Connors on the list. Okay, so let's just start off. Red Heat. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jim Belushi. This one here, which I have seen this one a couple times, and it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's an okay movie. It's not bad, really. Where do you think this would belong, though?
This movie's okay. It's got a few decent scenes in it. Like, he's got a fight in a sauna, which anytime you got a sauna scene, it's nasty. And
Yeah.
This to me is the epitome of No Sequel for You.
Okay. I think I could buy into that. It's just that, it's that C rank. It's just good enough to watch, but it's not one of those that you have to watch all the time. You definitely are not going to make a franchise out of it.
Yeah.
So, and what an interesting pairing too. Schwarzenegger and Belushi.
Yeah. You think on paper it'd work. It does somewhat, but I think it came across as clunky. Him playing a Russian came across as really clunky to me.
Yeah, for sure. Especially speaking of clunky, so the next one on our list, and we're gonna have to roll through these because we got a lot. The next one on the list is Junior. This was like 94, I think, is when it came out. a pregnant man, kind of drama comedy. I don't know. I have seen this one. It's been a lot of years.
Yeah.
A lot of years since I have seen it. It's okay. It's not really good. I don't know. It's nothing like Twins. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not a good Arnold Schwarzenegger comedy. But I don't know would you put this in no sequel for you, or would you put this in You're Fired?
I'm going You're Fired, because I don't have all that much fun with this movie.
I don't.
This is your list too, though, so
it's true. But I think it's no doubt that there's no doubt that Arnold Schwarzenegger has a ton of range, and it's not that I don't think he didn't do a decent job in this. And there's gonna be a couple movies on here where I think that he did a decent job, even though the movie wasn't very good. And this is really no different. But this movie is just not for me.
Right.
Not for me, dog. A little pitchy, dog. And actually, now I say that this next movie is the perfect example of that. Batman and Robin.
Oh man.
So
I was trying to think of a quote to put in like the F tier or E tier or whatever from this movie, since it's so bad, but
yeah,
none of them really fit.
Yeah. So a lot of good one-liners in this one from Arnold Schwarzenegger. As a kid growing up watching it, I didn't hate it because I was a kid and I was all about Batman. It's definitely no Batman Forever, and it's definitely no Michael Keaton Batman like Batman Returns or even 89. It's definitely goofy, over the top, cartoony. I do, even to this day, do get some enjoyment out of watching it just because it's so cheesy, like a good cheesy. It's definitely not a good movie. It's not a good Batman movie. But Schwarzenegger's no doubt the best thing about this movie.
Yeah.
100%, with all the one-liners. And as crazy as that is to say, he's definitely the best part of this movie. So we obviously know we got more Batman sequels, just not direct sequels to this particular Batman. I think that people would say You're Fired on this.
But I know you enjoy it more than I do.
But I think just because I can find some sort of campy entertainment out of it, I have to throw it down in the C rank.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. It's not good, but I think if you're enough of a fan of Arnold or enough of a fan of Batman, or just want some kind of entertainment value, I think you could find some entertainment in this movie still.
Yeah. And
now,
if anybody's throwing a fit about that, it's just everybody chill.
Yeah, everyone chill.
I say that's a good spot, like right at the end of no sequel for you tier.
Yeah, it's probably going to fall at the very end of this tier, because I just don't think I don't need to watch Junior again. If I never watch Junior, I mean, I might, but if I never watch it again, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I will probably watch Batman and Robin again. In fact, I just watched it probably a few months ago just for shits and giggles because I was watching the other Batman movies. Again, it might depend on the person. I am a Batman fan. So sometimes you just take the good and the bad together. I'll still go back and watch some of the old Adam West stuff. And that's the product of its time, but it's not great. You know what I mean? It's very campy and cheesy too. If you got Batman surfing and doing the dance and stuff, that's pretty lame too. Anyway, well, we can talk about one of the best movies.
Yeah, you know where to put this one
already. Yeah, so let me scroll up here. Definitely going right here.
Cream of the crop, right there.
Oh, yeah, it's the cream of the crop, man, without a doubt. What's going to be interesting by the end of this, where it falls in this S rank.
Yeah,
it's definitely going to be really close, I think, to this spot. But that's just kind of a no-brainer. Terminator 2, one of the best action movies of all time. No matter how you feel about Arnold movies, I think it's almost objective that this was peak Arnold.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe
we said that in our last Action Hero review. This is
peak Arnold. Which is why when Last Action Hero didn't do so well, he really kind of crumbled for just a little bit until True Lies. So, there's nothing really much to say that we haven't said about Terminator 2 on this channel. Just one of the best movies of all time. This one, on the other hand, I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
You're fired.
You're fired.
I have seen it.
You have seen it. Okay. So I can't put it under not seen totally because you have seen it.
Yeah.
And
That's fine where it's at. It's not, sadly, it's probably not as good a movie as Junior, but that's fair
Junior,
right there.
Yeah. All your Junior fans out there can breathe easy. It's not going to be dead last. So what about Red Sonja?
I'm the weird person that kind of likes Red Sonja, but it's, I wouldn't put it in.
I'm going to let you take this one because this one I've only seen one time in my life.
Okay.
And I'm not the biggest Conan fan. I'm not like those kind of movies are not my forte like they are yours.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you take this one for sure. Wherever you're at on this, I will be happy to put it there.
I'm going to put this in the no sequel for you tier.
Okay.
You can put it there or
right above. You think it's, where do you think?
I enjoy, the question is, do I enjoy it as much as you enjoy Batman Forever?
That's a good question. That's
Batman
a good
and
question.
Robin, sorry.
We can come back to that when we're discussing the final spots. So I think that's a good question. Let's hold on to that. Terminator Genesis. This is Terminator 5. And I don't think we have Terminator Salvation on this list. I wouldn't call that an Arnold movie. Obviously, he made a cameo. So we're not going to worry about that. In fact, I wouldn't call a couple. Maybe there might be one other one on here that I don't know if I would. Anyway, so Terminator Genesis.
You know where
I feel like you would put it right here under your fired somewhere.
Yep.
I didn't hate it, but but objectively, I don't know if I can put it in the no sequel for you. Obviously, we got sequels out of it, but no, I don't.
I think it probably belongs at the beginning of that you're fired category.
Yeah. Yeah. You might be right.
I said it on a few different reviews. It's the first 15 minutes are like a lesser T1.
It is.
And after that, it just goes.
And I can enjoy it enough for that.
Yeah.
Just because, I know they couldn't make it exactly. So they did a little kind of retelling almost. I thought Arnold probably was better in this one than he was in Dark Fate.
Yeah.
The Terminator in this one was better than in Dark Fate. The story, though, with John Connor being the bad guy and, the egregious shit like Sarah Connor, which I don't mind Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor necessarily, but the fact that she was one hand in that Desert Eagle, man, is so egregious.
So bad. And then there's things like, is this the one or is it the next one? I think it's this one where they get arrested and he's in a police lineup, to Bad Boys, what you gonna do?
Maybe
awful.
Remember that part.
Awful.
Yeah. We'll put it at the top of your fire because I watched this again not too long ago as well. It's not one of those things where it's so bad I need to turn it off once you kind of accept it for what it is, much like a couple other Terminator movies that we'll talk about. But yeah, I mean, it's not good, man, especially when you compare it to other Arnold movies, when you compare it to the first two
Terminator. Oh yeah. You've got that whole police lineup thing. And you go, what happened to the Terminator franchise? The first one, he's ripping out hearts and he's this, just this force. And here he's, reduced to comedy. And that's what happened to the Terminator franchise.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know why. Maybe because they might be trying to take too much from Marvel movies at this point. I don't know. I mean, speaking of comedies, the next one up is Kindergarten Cop. I'm actually a really big fan of Kindergarten Cop.
Me too.
I think it's a very, very good movie, and I don't think it's S rank, like I'll Be Back rank, but I think we can put it in a let off some steam. I think for now, anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it either goes there or
B.
Yeah, or there or it's not a tumor. One of the two. Yeah. We'll discuss it later.
Yeah, let's leave it here and let off some steam at the moment because it's a really solid film. It's got some decent action. It's got a lot of good one-liners, and it's a good story and a good comedy. I think Arnold. This was 1990, right? So this would be the year before T2, and I think between twins in this, you really start to see a different side of Schwarzenegger, and I think he does a great job. Jingle All the Way. It's the next one. So I know this one gets shit on a lot. But I really enjoy this movie. I watch it every Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's another one that, even though it's kind of a wild and wacky kids story, and the whole Turbo Man thing at the end is kind of cheesy, as a kid, I loved it. And even as an adult, some of the one-liners are some of my favorite one-liners in the movie. I say, "Put that cookie down now," all the time.
In my house, eating my
house, eating my cookies.
I'd move it up a tier myself.
Yeah, let's go to no sequel for you. In fact, I'm going to put it above. I'm going to put it top of that. What do you think?
It's at least entertaining in a good way.
Exactly. You've got some fun out of it. You got Sinbad, man. You got Sinbad in that. For good or bad. How about Killing Gunther? Did you watch Killing Gunther?
A lot of his new ones I haven't seen. I have not. I'll rely on you for this one here.
Okay, I'm putting Killing Gunther in no sequel for you. I'm going to put it about middle of the road.
Okay.
I think. Because I encourage everybody to watch Killing Gunther. This is a good, and it's not like a total. No, I mean it is. I would watch it, man. You have to see Killing Gunther for sure. It's not the best work, but it's fun, and the end is fun too. Yeah. Since you haven't seen it, no sense in talking about it too much. Just
I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out. I encourage other people checking out if they haven't. I think this might be an okay ranking. We might revisit that ranking later or something if you've seen it, and we'll see what you think. How about The Sixth Day?
Wow. It's a fun movie. You just watched it, right?
No, I watched End of Days.
Oh, okay. Sixth Day, I'd put it behind Red Sonja.
Okay.
It's almost you're fired worthy, but I do have some fun with it, and it's shot well. So.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there at the very last end. I do agree with you. I think it's shot well. It was not one of my favorites. Which, I mean, you're a little more sci-fi. You're more of a sci-fi person than me anyway. So it leans a little bit more that way.
The best thing about that movie is his line where he tells the guy, "You should go clone yourself."
Yeah.
That's but other than that, it's all right.
Yeah. How about Escape Plan? I'm pretty sure you watched Escape Plan, right?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater when it came out. A lot of these I saw in the theater when they came out.
We actually talked about this the other day at work. How you're like, it's okay, but you expected something more out of it.
Yeah. Given everybody involved, I expected more out of it than what we got.
Yeah. I think I would place it still though in like the B rank. It might be the bottom of the B rank by the time we're done with it, and we might move it down 1, 2. I don't know, but I really enjoyed this one, and it was it was in the middle because Stallone started first, but Stallone had this resurgence of movies, like probably starting with Rambo and
Rocky Balboa before it.
Rocky Balboa, and then he come in with the Expendables, and then Escape Plan, and then some others. Bullet to the Head, I think, was another one, which was really good. I watched that in theaters. Just a really fun time because Arnold come back around this time, did Last Stand, which we'll talk about here shortly. This is just a really cool time, and I think both of them coming together and doing this was really good. So I think I'll leave it right here in the middle rank right now anyway. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines.
I know where everybody's expecting me to put this, but I think I'm going to go up one higher.
We're going to put it up here?
Maybe just ahead of End of Days, or not End of Days, The Sixth Day.
The Sixth Day.
If you're cool with that.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I think I would put Killing Gunther over Batman and Robin, Jingle All the Way. So yeah, and I'll give you Red Sonja over it because I could take or leave Terminator 3. It really doesn't bother me to watch. It's really not the most terrible thing I've ever seen. There's a lot of decent things in it. I think Arnold was good in it. The graveyard scene with him coming out holding was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, there's a scene with the crane where he's hanging on. That's really cool.
Yes,
I liked it. There's some cool action, but Nick Stahl, who plays John Connor in that movie,
not good, man.
No bueno, man.
Yeah, no bueno. Claire Danes is okay.
Yeah.
And the girl that played the Terminator was okay. I mean, she was okay to look at, but just not. I don't know. It just wasn't the most solid movie, and I thought she was even in almost a bad way more OP than the T-1000. I know she was probably supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it was just, it's too much, man. It's just too much.
The whole subplot about Judgment Day being inevitable just completely negates the entire
premise of the first two.
Of T2, which was a far superior movie.
Yeah, you just kind of killed you just made that movie pointless.
Yeah.
And it was really depressing to see that kind of ending, especially knowing that mankind was about to end. We were about to enter this future war that was really built up in Terminator 2, John Connor being this big leader, and then you look at what's his name, and you're like, if this is inevitable, this is the guy who's supposed to save it.
Yeah.
This doesn't work for me.
The future war scenes in the beginning with him and the John Connor makeup, I laughed. I watched this recently and I chuckled. I'm like, no.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. I think we'll revisit. How about Maggie? Did you watch Maggie?
I've not seen Maggie. That's totally up to you there.
I'm gonna put it in like probably right here. I'm gonna put it in You're Fired. No offense to anybody who likes this movie. I don't think it's terrible. It's just, I mean, that might be a little harsh. Acting wise, it was really good. Story wise, it was okay.
Do you like it better than Junior is the question.
But it's definitely something I would not watch again. I would probably watch Junior again just because at least it's funny. Like it's comedy, I'll leave it right there. I'm not saying that Maggie's a terrible movie. It may not even deserve to be in that spot, but I've got to go with just my personal ranking here. It's not, I never will watch it again, ever.
Yeah.
And that's no offense to Arnold or what's her name, but I just don't care. It's not worth, it's a one-time watch movie.
Get out.
And it's not one of those one-time watch movies that was just like blow your socks off. I kind of feel the same way about Sabotage. Did you watch Sabotage?
Nope.
Okay. It was okay. I put it, I probably put it maybe right here, right above Junior. You had some action and some decent stuff in it. It really was it was an okay movie. It had some decent action, but again, nothing to write home about. Just about like, it was a lot like a lot of other action movies around that time, like those straight to DVD type action movies around that time. Okay to watch if you have a free Thursday or Friday night, but it's not something
special.
No, it's nothing so iconic or different. I would watch Killing Gunther way more, or Red Heat even. I'd watch Red Sonja again. I just don't. There's just things that are more iconic, even if they're kind of bad, that I would watch over something like that. It's just more forgettable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Next on the list, we both have seen this one, Commando. One of my favorite Arnold movies ever.
And about a year ago, it won a Versus here on this channel against First Blood Part 2.
And it's not the best movie he's done, but it is so good. It's so fun. The action is amazing. The one-liners are amazing. So obviously you have to let off steam, right? Let off some steam.
Yeah, I'm fine with it there.
Yeah.
I would actually watch it before I watched Kindergarten Cop, and I like Kindergarten Cop a lot.
Yeah.
But
we might do, we'll see what the final, we might do that for now. I put it right over.
That is a solid mid-'80s action flick right there.
Yeah, 100%.
Delivers on all expectations.
I agree, 100%. Aftermath, did you watch that?
No.
I didn't either. We'll put it in. That's our first officially not seen by both of us. don't think I've seen that one, so I can't say yay or nay on that one.
Yeah.
Conan the Destroyer, or Conan? That's Conan the Barbarian.
That's Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, this might be where we're a little polarizing. Like, to me, this is end of A tier, beginning of B tier. But I know you don't do the sci-fi fantasy thing quite as much as I do. So
I'm willing to put this wherever you think you need it to be, honestly, because it's not my favorite, but I get it.
Yeah. I think it belongs in that tier for sure.
Okay, let off some steam.
Yep.
Okay, well, we'll put it right there.
Yeah, part of me's dying a little bit inside because I'd probably put it a little higher, but yeah,
would you put it higher than Commando?
My list either.
I know. Well, would you put it on higher than Commando?
They're right there, neck and neck.
Yeah, so definitely behind or ahead of Kindergarten Cop.
In my personal top 10, yes, but
okay. Well, we might look at it again.
Yeah,
I'll leave it there. Running Man is another good sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Where do you think? We got some good one-liners in this. It's a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably put about middle of the road. What do you think?
Yeah. I think I like it a little more than Escape Plan.
Escape Plan? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, that's another just really fun movie nobody talks about anymore.
Yeah, Richard Dawson is the bad guy and the game show thing. I like it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's probably it's not more underrated. It's underrated though, for sure. I think it's an underrated Arnold movie for sure. I think people should go revisit that one. Twins. I mentioned it earlier. Danny DeVito is one of the. I didn't say this earlier, but Danny DeVito I think is one of the funniest dudes on the planet. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain that to y'all. I just think it is. Like he's just like one of those like. What I think he's one of those dudes that can just literally say or do anything and get away with anything crazy. If you watch Always Sunny, you'll know what I mean. Just one of the funniest, craziest little dudes I've ever seen in my life. And I've honestly got to put this. This is a classic movie. This is a classic, good late 80s comedy. It's wild. It's silly. It really shows Arnold's range. It's like I said earlier, it started that. I think I have to put it at the end of an A list. Honestly, it's a really solid comedy.
It'd be B list for me, but we can leave it there for now.
Okay. I mean, just
I have fun with it. I think it's right outside my top 10. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's either going to be right here or the very top of B, I think. Conan the Destroyer.
This is another one that people are like, whatever, but I think it's definitely C list.
C list, okay.
Yeah.
You think like maybe in the C list or
that
good right there?
To me, that's
perfect. I know it's not as favorable for sure as Destroyer.
Yeah.
Or Barbarian. I mean, sorry.
What cracks me up about this movie is you've got old Wilt Chamberlain, who supposedly bedded tens of thousands of women, protecting the virginity of this princess. To me, that just
so he can take it later.
Yeah,
it's for him. Purely selfish reasons.
Andre the Giant and the prosthetics in that movie.
Yeah. Well, we're about halfway, I think, through the list. Maybe if my eyes don't deceive me here. Let's do Expendables 2 now. So Arnold, well, he wasn't. I don't think Expendables 1 is in this one. He doesn't need to be because he had a cameo in that movie. He had a lot more going on in Expendables 2 and 3, especially 2. I loved him in Expendables 2. I know this is more of an ensemble film, and more of a Stallone film even. But I mean, I think you have to still rank it.
It's my favorite Expendables film.
I was about to say that it's my favorite Expendables film. It's because where that first one was just really good but dark. This one really it ramped up the action. It ramped up that dark action comedy. Obviously you brought Chuck Norris in, and just everybody got their moments, and it was just so, I don't know, it was so good. It was so well done.
You got Van Damme and Scott Adkins on the bad guy side.
Yes. Dude, Van Damme was
perfect place
awesome.
for it right there.
Yeah, I think so too. I might even move it a little bit further ahead because I probably like it more than Escape Plan.
Go ahead.
I might do that. Yeah, we'll see. But I think I really enjoyed this film. This was, like I said, I was talking earlier about movies around that time. That was one that I went and watched in theaters with a couple buddies, and we had an absolute blast. I still remember it like it was yesterday because I had so much fun. I was laughing and carrying on with the Chuck Norris stuff. Man, it holds a special place in my heart because I had so much fun watching theaters that day.
And you can tell they had fun making it. They're making fun of Dolph in that one, and
yes.
Terry Crews is making fun of Randy Couture's ears in that one. It's it's just fun.
It is. It's so fun. How about Liam Hemsworth running with that Barrett 50 cal or something up the hill, just sprinting up the hill. Next up is, we just talked about this one, Last Action Hero. One of the most underrated action comedies of all time, and I believe that 100% to my core.
Yeah.
I think that while most people wouldn't put this here, I would put this in A rank, even if it's bottom.
Without a doubt.
It's 100% A rank for what it is. It's just an underrated, misunderstood film. I might move this around a little bit here in just a little bit, but right now it's going to be just right here in this A rank. We'll put it bottom A rank because I know it's not a perfect movie, but it is. You have to, if you haven't seen it, you have to revisit this movie, or if you haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, check out the review we just did. Why we actually love that movie. We go into great detail in that one.
Absolutely, definitely, it's great. Stay Hungry. I have not seen this one.
Me neither.
Did you watch that one?
Nope.
Easy enough. Okay, I've mentioned it a couple times. The resurgence of Arnold Schwarzenegger after the governor spot ended. Last Stand, I think this was 2012, maybe?
Something like that, 12, 13, something.
I had an absolute blast watching this in theaters, too. I think this was a solid movie. It wasn't quite Coplandish in story, but it kind of reminded me of that. Just that small town cop no one thinks of anymore, having to defend the borders. I don't know, just defend something. And then Johnny Knoxville, always kind of a funny side character in movies he's in.
Yeah, it had a little bit of everything. I think that's probably the perfect place for it, or maybe even up ahead of some of those others on that list, or on that tier.
I might like it better than Escape Plan.
Yeah, I think I do, for sure.
Yeah, just because it had a little bit more to it. I do enjoy Escape Plan a lot, but I think I might put it just ahead of Escape Plan, just barely.
Can you imagine being the sheriff and you've got Johnny Knoxville and Luis Guzman on your team? Dude. Especially when some shit at the border goes down and you're just not prepared. Yeah. Crazy. Very fun movie, guys. Expendables 3. This was all right. Antonio Banderas I think Wesley Snipes come back in this one, if I'm not mistaken. I've only watched it like one time, I think. Yeah, I saw it in the theater and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. It's just not the same as 2. I'll put it, unfortunately, as bad as I hate to, I think I'd put it probably right in this area here. Obviously, there was another sequel, which I need to watch, Expendables 4, still from this last year, and I heard bad things about it, unfortunately. I will still watch it. I think I did enjoy Expendables 3, just not to that same level.
Right.
I don't think I could put it in that B.
No,
I think it's middle of the road. I think it's a strong enough film. I would watch it. Looking at the list, I think I would watch it over all those other movies. Probably. Maybe not Batman and Robin, but
yeah, I would choose Red Sonja over it myself, but that's just me.
I might throw it down here just because I could watch. I might even throw Red Heat behind Red Sonja, just because I don't foresee myself watching Red Heat as much either. It's okay, but
it's a once every 5 years or so movie.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the same with Expendables. I might do that right there, actually, just because that ensemble cast does, I think, make it a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jim Belushi. Eraser. What do you think about Eraser?
I think Eraser's solid but unspectacular to me.
Yeah,
It's okay. I think I was expecting more, but I
me
think that's
too.
the perfect place to put it.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I think it's worth watching. It's very much a late '90s movie. I would watch it every few years. I think maybe once every few years. Vanessa Williams, super hot, especially back in the day. Yeah, it's okay story too. I think that's where it belongs. What about you?
Yeah.
I'm pretty firm in that. Predator.
There's only one place on this list.
I think not seen. No.
Right.
No, I think we throw that at the very top.
Yeah. You can't not throw Predator up there. That's
exactly.
amazing.
It's a solid ass movie, man. It's one of the best sci-fi action movies of all time. 100%.
Yeah, well, totally masculine and
super. It's the epitome of Macho Movie Madness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 100%. There's not a lot more to say about it except get to the Choppa. How about Collateral Damage? I'm thinking middle of the road on this one too, or maybe a little less.
Yeah. It's been a long time. It's been 20 years or so since I've seen it.
It's been about 10 for me.
Yeah. I'm thinking
Maybe.
there, or maybe just a little higher.
I think we put it right above, because I think I would probably watch it again over the rest. I don't know. It's hard to say on Collateral Damage. It's okay.
Yeah. It's just kind of meh to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay where it's at. I think it's okay. The thing is, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch any of these movies on this tier right here anytime soon, probably. Maybe Junior because I haven't seen it probably in 20 years myself, but I don't care at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, this could be a tough one, Andrew. The very first Terminator.
Yeah.
We'll throw that right at the top of the list, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You'd be
I'd put it ahead of Predator.
stupid. Not even crazy. You'd be absolutely stupid to not think that was top tier.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though, it's not as high quality as T2. Obviously, it's still 100% what put Arnold on the map. I think Conan the Barbarian, I know, is what a lot of people would say, but Terminator's it, man. When I think Arnold Schwarzenegger, I think Terminator.
Yep.
What about Raw Deal?
How do you feel about Raw Deal first?
About the same as I do Red Heat or Eraser.
Yeah. I've watched Raw Deal like 3 times. I think I've gotten through it once. I've fallen asleep twice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a horrible movie, but it just doesn't hold my interest.
Yeah, right.
So, I think that's probably a good spot.
You think so too?
Yeah.
Because it's probably not. Maybe it's not fair to put it down in the shit movie list or you're fired list, but I'd almost maybe put it right here. I'll put it right there. I mean, did you enjoy 6 Day more than it? I haven't seen it in forever.
I tried watching it about 8 months ago, and I think that was one of the times I fell asleep. It's got one good line in it where he tells his drunken wife, "You should not drink and bake."
See, that's just lame, man. You can't have just one line in there.
That's fine where it's at.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it. Okay, End of Days. Now, this is the one that I said I watched not that long ago. End of Days, very much a late 90s movie. It's more psychological, supernatural horror, suspense horror. Lots of demons, devil kind of shit. It's unlike anything you're going to get out of Arnold ever, and that we ever got out of Arnold again. Some of the CGI and some of the effects obviously was very late 90s, but I actually enjoyed it. I think.
Are you going to put it up at the bottom of the next tier, maybe? Is that too high?
It might still be too high.
Or just behind maybe Jingle All the Way?
Yeah. I think I think I might put it right behind Jingle All the Way. It's made around the same time, I think. You had the "You're a fucking choir boy" compared to me. You had that, but I think the premise of the movie was good. The dude who played the devil or whatever was awesome. I can't remember his name. Adrian.
It's been so long since I've seen it. I can't remember.
I
know I like the vibe of the movie a lot. But
the vibe of the movie's it's good, man. It's I think it's underrated a little bit. It may not be the best, but I think it's underrated. I think it's worth checking out. Kevin Pollak is his friend in this one. I love Kevin Pollak. He's a good addition to any movie, whether he's funny or not. I think I'll leave it right there because I'd probably watch Jingle All the Way first. Obviously, I watch it every year, but it's around this tier somewhere. I think it is underrated though. I know I'm putting this like in the C category. It's definitely a middle of the road, but it's still worth a watch if you haven't seen it. I think it's still underrated. It's not shit. I'll put it that way. It's not like you would find down here or down here. True Lies. We just talked about this one too.
Yes.
I put it up top, 100%. Even more so than Last Action Hero. And like I said, we might move a couple of these around. True Lies brought Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the early mid 90s, right after the fall of Last Action Hero. Obviously, he was past his prime at this point, but still, do True Lies 100%.
Yeah, one
of the best movies of all time, bar none. I think one of the best Arnold movies. It's definitely in my top 5, if not my top 3. It may not be for you, but we talked about in that video. It's got absolutely everything, man. It's action, comedy. If you want espionage and Bond style shit or some Mission Impossible style shit, you got it. If you want that comedy breakaway stuff with Tom Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis and Bill Paxton, you've got that. And you would think it's like 2 different movies in one. And Andrew mentioned it in that video. It's like you almost worry when it gets off course a little bit in the middle to set up the Jamie Lee Curtis stuff, all with her cheating on him with Simon potentially. It doesn't go off the rails at all. You think it's going to.
Yeah.
You would think it would probably in any other movie completely destroy that movie, but for whatever reason, it didn't.
James Cameron and his anal retentive.
Yeah, whatever. It just works, man. Like that first act set up the bad guy. It set up Arnold's story. It set up he's a badass. And then that middle, that second act set up Jamie Lee Curtis's arc. And then by the end of the second act, you're bringing both arcs together for that third act, which is one of the best third acts in any action movie ever.
Yeah, especially in the 90s.
In the 90s, especially. Yeah, it's just wild, man. So 100% one of the best movies, hands down, of Arnold's. And if you guys haven't, it's one of James Cameron's best movies. If you guys haven't seen it, 100% go check it out, and then go check out our review on that as well. I think you're good with that, though. I think it's at the top.
I think at the end of that tier, beginning of the next tier, but I'm fine with it where it's at.
Okay,
it's a solid movie.
We'll do a final revision on everything. We got 4 left. Total Recall. I know this is one of your favorites.
Yeah, to me it's A tier, but I could see if you thought it was B tier.
Like right here. I think I'd put it like right here, personally.
Yeah. I think movie wise, it's put together better than Commando.
Okay.
I think there's more going on in Total Recall.
I can agree with you on that. I can agree with you on that for sure. It's put together better. A lot of good one-liners in that. A lot of good players in that. Even if you're not a fan of the sci-fi as much as just the raw action, it's solid, man.
I think that's one we should probably maybe down the line talk about at length too, and
I agree.
What we feel about the ambiguous ending, because there's a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll do that soon. We'll have to do it soon, especially since we're on an Arnold kick again. Well, we're not going to end it with anything spectacular, guys. But we'll go through and revisit some of these. You got the villain here. It's basically I'm going to put this in not seen. Neither one of us has seen this yet. I've been meaning to for a long time, and I just haven't. and I feel like it would probably rank up here in the middle somewhere. An old boss of mine, when I owned the video store, recommended this movie to me, and I just never did watch it for some dumb reason, and I've been meaning to, and I need to do that. I need to find it somewhere though. That's been the biggest hurdle, finding it again. But you got Kirk Douglas, and you got Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's an old Western type comedy. Basically, the way he described it to me, my boss did, was this was basically a live action Roadrunner cartoon. So, I mean, you're looking at Blazing Saddles type stuff, maybe just not as offensive. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just need to find it and actually get it watched.
Yeah.
But that's
when I hear that, I think Death Wish 3. So I'm hoping to that level.
Right. Around the World in 80 Days, I don't even really honestly remember a lot about this.
Just got a small part in it. I wouldn't even call it an Arnold movie. It's more of a Jackie Chan movie.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, right? Like I just don't know if I would call this an Arnold movie. I'm gonna put it under not seen, even though we've both seen it. It's been a while, but I can't really rate it an Arnold movie. I don't know if maybe other people in the comment sections let us know what you guys think about that.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I can comfortably rate it the same way as I can these other ones. And yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. I think it's unfair to rank it if I'm like, this is not an Arnold movie, even though he's got a small part in it. It'd be like almost throwing the first Expendables on this list. Just maybe he's just got a little bit more going on. Well, we've come down to the last one, which I had to add this to this tier list because it wasn't on here, but this is the only one not on here yet. It might have been an older list. But I did cross-check everything and to make sure that we got all of them, and I'm pretty sure we're not missing anything. If you guys think we're missing something, then let us know. Like an actual movie. Terminator: Dark Fate. So, Andrew, would you keep it in this tier?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd put it right there with Genesis. They belong together.
Yeah.
He's Carl, and he does drapes for a living.
I mean, that was funny. But again, that's not what you want to see in a Terminator movie. I think I do like it a little bit better than Genesis overall. I could watch it again, even though it was super girl power.
It's very woke.
Is a lot more woke. You know, he was funny in it, and I just hated, like, Linda Hamilton was the best thing about that movie, man. I loved her coming back. I feel like she came back and didn't really miss much of a beat. I don't feel like she was the same Linda Hamilton, obviously the same Sarah Connor, but she was still kind of a badass.
Yeah.
That new hybrid Terminator superhuman / whatever the hell that was I wasn't digging that.
Yeah.
The other T-1000 type dude was okay. Yeah, I don't know. I might watch it again too if I'm watching Genesis and the others, but it's just,
if I'm really hating myself, maybe.
Right. And I feel like we can be harder on those two, you know, because you look up here at the next tier, and some people might look at some of these up here, like Raw Deal or Terminator 3 or Eraser, Red Sonja. They might look at some of these and be like, okay, well, I can watch these more than I can those. And I get that. But I have to probably look at these in a little bit more of a stricter way when you have a franchise that started so hot with 1 and 2, and it should have never got to that point. You know what I mean? It should never. I mean, you've got 2, which is peak Arnold, and then you've got his legacy being shit on with the last 2.
Yeah.
And you got the Terminator franchise being shit on with the last 2.
Yeah.
Even as bad as 3 was, and I wasn't a big fan of Salvation. You know, Genesis and Dark Fate was just not the way to go about ending Arnold's run.
Of all those sequels after 2, I would probably watch Salvation before I watched any of the others, just because they tried to do something different. They failed, but they
right.
Different.
Right. Yeah, and I think the dude that played John Connor in that, was it Christian Bale?
Yeah.
No, who was the other guy I was thinking?
Sam Worthington was the other. He was the hybrid.
Yeah, the hybrid. I just didn't. I don't care.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It just didn't do anything for me. And as much as I mean, I don't even love Christian Bale, but I don't know. It was just nothing to me, man. It just was not. It was not good.
It didn't feel special like the first two.
No, it didn't. It didn't. And I mean, even 3 had something about it that I could kind of get down with, at least when I was younger. But I just didn't. I don't know. I think unless it's in the style of the Terminator 2 future that we saw, like it's not in that style, that James Cameron style.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the future war. I don't think it's that interesting. I think because it's just. I mean, there's not really much of a point.
They told the story and they finished it.
They told the story and they finished it. I think it's a lot scarier and a lot more appealing to just get little snippets of what they shown in 1 and 2, and then have the actual like fighting and the changing in present day or in the past somewhere. I mean, that's more interesting to me. Obviously, it's more relatable, but obviously they wouldn't. If the war wasn't that bad, if it was a little bit more winnable, they wouldn't be sending people back in time. You know what I mean? To change that.
Yeah.
So why do we need a whole movie, a 2-hour movie on a war that's almost unwinnable? Because they had to send people back. I know, but that's dumb. Like what? Who would want to really watch that?
Nah.
Anyway, rant over. That's all the movies. We got all the movies ranked, I think. So let me I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit so we can get the full thing. I had to zoom in so everybody could hopefully see it. Hopefully everybody can see this still somewhat. But I just want to get this full list on there. I guess we don't have to worry about the not seen. Around the World in 80 Days, Aftermath, Stay Hungry, and The Villain. We have not seen. We have seen the Around the World in 80 Days, but it's not really an Arnold movie to us. So I guess just I might be able to re-zoom that in then. Will that still show?
Yeah, we're good.
That's good enough. Okay. We can start. I guess we can start at the bottom. I think we're pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
With this, right? I don't think there's anything else to say. These are not movies that we would actively want to watch, seek out again. Maybe, like I said, if I'm having a Terminator marathon, I might watch them just for the hell of it. But if I never saw them again, I'd be okay. The C rank or the no sequel for you. I think I'm pretty comfortable with this ranking here. I'd put Jingle All the Way at the very top. I think it's a fun movie. I know it's kind of a corny kids 90s movie, but I would put it up there. End of Days, I think, is underrated enough to be put right middle of the road. I don't think it's as bad as some people probably have said in the past. Killing Gunther, I encourage people to go watch. The Expendables 3 is not one of those movies that I would just rewatch over and over again, but it's okay. Batman and Robin's rewatchable for me, but not for everybody else. Got some good one-liners. I think we're okay here.
Yeah, I think so.
How about your B rank? It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Running Man, Expendables 2, The Last Stand, Escape Plan, and Conan the Destroyer. Okay. Well, okay. So I think we're pretty good. Let off some steam. A rank. Total Recall, Commando, Conan the Barbarian, Kindergarten Cop, Twins, Last Action Hero. I think I've got to move Last Action Hero here. I feel like I have to move it over. Well, this is where we'll have to talk it out because I won't put it above Total Recall for you.
Oh no.
I like it more than Total Recall, but I won't put it there because of you. I might like it more than Commando, but
Commando, I think I like Commando a little more just because it's a quicker watch. It's a little faster paced.
Right. I would definitely put it over Conan. You might not though.
Yeah, I wouldn't, but I'm not gonna throw a fit about that. I think they're right. I
mean,
there.
it's still like right here. I mean, really, you know what I mean? I just, like I said, I really, really do think this is one of the most underrated action movies of all time, action comedies of all time. And I feel like more people would probably latch onto it even now if they went back and revisited it. I think they would probably have more fun with it than Conan. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, depends what you're into.
Yeah. Man, trying to think now. I think I would leave Twins there. Just because Twins and Kindergarten Cop are really, really solid comedies.
Yeah. Me personally, I would probably flip Twins and The Running Man, but
You think you'd do that instead?
yeah. But I can see I have fun with Twins.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. What about your RS rank here? I'll be back. What do you think? Do you think
I think T1 and T2 are a 1-2 punch right there.
Right there? Yeah. I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
And I think I would put True Lies over Predator personally, but I think if I try to be as objective as possible,
yeah,
I think I would probably just leave it right there.
Yeah, I guess Predator, the masses love Predator, and True Lies to me is one of those that's forgotten. You know what I mean? Not that that's
it should be. It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll zoom out one more time and we'll give everybody here the full Monty one last time here. We got the not seen here. I'm not too worried about those, but this is our ranking, guys. So I guess let us know down in the comments below what you all think, and let us know if we're wrong or right. Where would you put your top? I'd say give us your top 5 Arnold movies in the comments below. That'd be good.
Looking at the top 10, that's a strong top 10 right there, and I don't see anything else in that list that would break that top 10. Yeah,
I don't remember where you put. You did say Twins right outside of your top 10.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing that I would put in my top 10 above those. As much as I love the other movies down here in this middle ranking, these middle 2 rankings. I don't remember the last time we ranked Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, but that's gonna be. I might shift a couple things around personally, but I think that's gonna be about as close as you can get for either one of us in a top. That's a good solid top 10 of Arnold movies. So and that's. I mean, I would definitely put T2 number 1 for me personally. I know you would flip them, but
but to me, it's all one story anyway.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is. So, cool deal. Any final thoughts? Any comments?
No, man. I knew you had a lot of middle of the road movies, but I just didn't know just how many. But you look at this and it puts it in perspective for you.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
The thing is, even those in that C tier, we still have a lot of fun with a lot of those.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I would still seek out some of those, even like I said, even if it's every 2 or 3, 4, 5 years, I would do that above the You're Fired rank. I wouldn't actively seek those out unless I was in a weird mood. So, yeah. Well, anyways, I think we'll start wrapping this up. That's our ranking. Like I said, let us know in the comments below what you all think, and give us your top 5 or top 10, however you want to do it. Let us know. Be sure to like and subscribe. We got a lot more stuff coming out, a lot of cool content, a lot more verses on the way. We've got a lot more tier rankings on the way. Like I said, we just put out the True Lies video, and we did a Last Action Hero right before that. We did a Vampires versus. It was From Dusk Till Dawn, and John Carpenter's Vampires. We did a versus on that. We've got some other cool shit coming up, and we've got a Brandon Lee retrospective review coming out.
Even the movies a lot of you haven't heard of. So
some of the movies you haven't heard of, and some of the movies I'll be watching for the first time here real soon.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. And we want to thank you so much for watching. We'll see y'all next time.